Madagascar's president has dismissed his government, saying he was responding to the demands of protesters that have spread around the country since last week. The mostly young demonstrators have been calling for better access to basics like water and electricity. At least 22 people have died in clashes with police.
Demonstrations demanding change have swept across Madagascar. Thousands of mainly young protesters began taking to the streets on Thursday. They have a clear message to President Raissa, who first came to power following a coup sparked by an uprising.
They say we are a TikTok generation, a generation of idiots. And when we rise up, they don't let us speak out about the country's problems. A message for you, Mr. Raissa. When you led the protest, they let you do it. It was okay. But when we young people fight for the country, you stop us.
Authorities have responded with force to the protests, using tear gas and reports of beatings and mass detentions. The unrest has escalated to arson and looting in some areas. Many protesters want better access to water and electricity in Madagascar. The island nation off Africa's east coast is among the world's poorest countries and faces high levels of poverty. Some conditions have worsened since Raissa took office in 2019. Amid calls for his resignation, he said he had listened to demands and fired his entire government on Monday.
Therefore, in accordance with Article 54 of the Constitution, I have today taken the decision to dismiss the Prime Minister and dissolve his government.
But the move does not appear to have satisfied protesters who've called for fresh demonstrations. UN Human Rights Commissioner Volker Turk has urged authorities to respect freedom of expression and the right to peaceful assembly. The UN reports killings and more than 100 injuries in protests so far, a tally that Madagascar's government rejects.
Let's now bring in Raissa Ioussouf, a journalist who joins us from Madagascar's capital, Antananarivo. Now, Madagascar is one of the poorest countries in the world. Can you give us a sense of what that means in practice? What's daily life like for most people?
Yes, so according to the World Bank, 8 out of 10 Malagasy were living in extreme poverty in 2023. So in practice, that means living with less than $2 a day. And that means that a lot of people are busy are busy earning enough money in their day-to-day life. So that means doing sometimes menial jobs and earning enough today to find food today. So also the poverty is also extremely visible. There are many homeless people in the streets, and sometimes they have kids and sometimes very tiny babies with them. So that's also one of the reasons you saw signs, handmade signs in this protest over the past few days saying, we do not merely want to survive, we want to live.
Now, instead of stepping down himself, the president has just dismissed his entire government. But the protests do continue. So what is it that people really want?
At the beginning, what people wanted was an end to water and power cuts. That's how it started. But there was a heavy response by law enforcement, and people were killed. Some people were injured. According to the UN, it's 22 victims and over 100 people injured. And that really angered the protesters, and that really gave momentum to the movement. So yesterday, the Gen Z movement who started the protest said they were deeply disappointed in the speech that President Raissa gave yesterday. They said that he did not give apologies and he did not take responsibilities for the violence committed by law enforcement. So now what they want is President Raissa to leave power.
Now, is there a realistic path out of this crisis?
It's very difficult to tell what's going to happen in the next few days. There is another protest expected tomorrow, and protesters that I met today were really determined, and it seems that they are happy to protest every day if necessary until they obtain the resignation of President Andradoel. But it's hard to tell how it's going to go.
The journalist, Raissa Ioussouf, there talking to us from Madagascar. Thank you very much.
Thank you.